My parents stood in my living room, the house my grandmother left me, and said, "Pack your things. This is your sister's house now." I pulled out the deed, called my lawyer, had the locks changed within 3 hours. By day 5, I had police escort them out with their suitcases. If you've ever been the responsible one while your sibling got everything handed to them, if your parents ever chose favorites so blatantly you questioned reality, this is what happened when I finally said no. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I just enforced the law. My grandmother died when I was 28. Left me her house. A small 3-bedroom in a decent neighborhood. Paid off. Worth about $200,000. The will was clear. My name. Not my sister's. Not my parents'. Mine. Grandma knew exactly what she was doing. She'd watched my parents favor my sister Emma for decades. Emma got everything. I worked 2 jobs through community college. Grandma told me once, "You're the strong one, sweetheart. But strong doesn't mean you should carry everyone else." I didn't understand. Not until I read her will. Within a month of inheriting, my parents started pushing. "Emma needs a place to stay. Just temporarily." I said no. "We'll help with renovations. Just let us stay a few weeks." I said no. Family helps family. Over and over. Guilting, manipulating. I held firm for 8 months. Then my mom got sick. Pneumonia, hospital stay, needed help recovering. I'm not a monster. I said they could stay 2 weeks while she got her strength back. They stayed 3 months. Month 1. "Can you cover groceries? We're tight this week." Fine. $200, then another 100, then another. Month 2. "The car needs repairs. Can you loan us 800? We'll pay you back next month." I did. They didn't. Month 3. I came home from a 12-hour shift, exhausted, feet aching, and found my sister Emma moving furniture into my bedroom. Mom said, "Emma's going through a terrible breakup. She needs the master bedroom. You can take the guest room. You're barely here anyway with your work schedule." I was too tired to fight, too programmed by 28 years of being the accommodating one. I slept in the guest room of my own house for 2 weeks before something inside me cracked. The breaking point came on a Tuesday. I got home from work. I'm a medical billing specialist, long hours, and found the 3 of them at my dining table with a Realtor. Business suit, laptop open, showing them comparable sales in the neighborhood. I stood in the doorway and said, "What is this?" My mother looked up. "Oh, honey, this is Sharon. She's a realtor. We're just exploring options." My father jumped in. "Emma really loves this house. She's been through so much. And you're always working. Wouldn't it make more sense for Emma to buy it from you? You could get a nice condo closer to your office, and of course we'd work out a family discount." Family discount. Sharon, the realtor, shifted uncomfortably. "I was told this was your parents' property. Is that not correct?" "No," I said slowly. "I inherited this house from my grandmother. My name is on the deed. Mine alone. And I think you should leave, Sharon." The realtor packed up and left in under a minute. My father stood up, face reddening. "Don't be dramatic. We're family. What's yours is ours. That's how families work." That sentence. What's yours is ours. Not, what's ours is ours. What's yours is ours. One direction only. That's when I knew. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a plan. I went to my room, the guest room, and started going through everything. Documents, bank statements, emails, text messages. I found text messages on the phone bill I paid for Emma. 2 weeks before the realtor visit, Mom to Emma. "Don't worry, we'll get her to sign. She always caves when we push hard enough. Then it's yours." Emma's response. "What if she says no?" Mom. "She won't. But if she does, Dad's looking into adverse possession." I kept digging. Email from Dad to a real estate lawyer. Seeking advice on adverse possession claim. Property owner is my daughter. We've been residing in the property for 3 months. What are our options for establishing primary residence claim? My own father. Consulting lawyers on how to steal my house. Then the bank statements. They'd added Emma as an authorized user on my grocery account without permission. $1,700 charged in 1 month. Spa visits, expensive dinners, a weekend trip to Napa. My hands were shaking. My own parents, plotting to take the one thing my grandmother gave me because she knew they'd do this. I wanted to scream, but something stopped me. Maybe my grandmother's voice. Be smart, sweetheart. Be strategic. I didn't confront them that night. The next morning, I called my grandmother's estate lawyer. His name was Robert Chen. I explained everything. The realtor, the texts, the bank fraud, the adverse possession research. He was quiet. Then, listen carefully. Do not leave that property. Do not sign anything. And start documenting. I need 4 clear incidents showing intent to defraud. You've got the bank account. That's 1. Get me 3 more, and we can file for restraining order and financial recovery. 4 incidents? 4 establishes pattern. 1 can be disputed. 2 is coincidence. 4 is undeniable. But don't wait long. Compress this into 5 days, maybe a week maximum. Can you do that? How do I document without them knowing? Your phone, photos, voice recordings. You're in a one-party consent state. Witness statements. Keep everything time-stamped. Move fast. And freeze any accounts they have access to immediately, right now. I hung up, opened my banking app, removed Emma as authorized user, changed all passwords, called my credit card company, requested new cards. Within 20 minutes, they couldn't touch another cent. They noticed by lunchtime. Emma stormed into my room. What did you do? My card got declined at Nordstrom. That wasn't your card. That was my card you were using without permission. Mom said it was fine. Mom doesn't own my bank accounts. She stared at me like I'd slapped her. You're being ridiculous. We're family. Then family can ask before spending $1,700 of my money. An hour later, my mother called, angry. How could you cut off your sister like that? After everything we've done for you? I recorded the call, documented the guilt trip, the manipulation, the complete lack of acknowledgement that they'd stolen from me. Incident 2. Threat of legal action for protecting my own finances. What would you do? Keep living there while gathering proof? Or confront immediately and risk them destroying evidence? I chose to stay, to document, to be smart. Over the next 4 days, not weeks, 4 days, I gathered proof. Day 2. Caught my father photographing my grandmother's will. Found scratch paper with my signature practiced in his handwriting, forgery attempt, photographed everything. Day 3. They called a locksmith to change my locks without permission. He gave me a statement. Day 4. Recorded my mother on the phone planning to contest the will on false dementia grounds. 4 incidents in 4 days. All documented, all time-stamped. Day 5. I had 5 incidents. 5 days. All documented, all time-stamped. All showing clear pattern of intent to illegally seize my property. I called Robert Chen. I have everything you need. Good. We file tomorrow. But tonight, inform them formally they need to vacate. Give them 1 chance to leave voluntarily. What if they refuse? Then we move forward with formal eviction and criminal complaints. But bullies usually leave when you stand up to them. I had a different idea. That night, I came home with Robert Chen and a police officer, Officer Martinez. Civil standby, it's called. Legal eviction escort for property owners. I walked into my living room where my parents and my sister sat watching my TV, and I said 6 words. You have 30 minutes to pack. Emma laughed. You can't kick us out. We live here. No, you don't. I live here. You're guests. And I'm revoking that invitation. My mother went pale. She could see the lawyer, the police officer. This was real. Robert Chen stepped forward. I'm Robert Chen, Ms. Peterson's attorney. You are currently occupying property you do not own. My client has documented evidence of 5 separate incidents over 5 days, showing attempted financial fraud, forgery, illegal eviction, and conspiracy to illegally seize property. You can leave voluntarily in 30 minutes, or we proceed with formal eviction, criminal complaints, and civil suits for recovery of stolen funds. The choice is yours. My mother started crying. We're family. How can you do this? We raised you. We love you. My father tried anger. This is our house. We've been paying for things. We have rights. You've paid for nothing, I said calmly. I have bank records. But let me show you what I do have. I pulled out my folder, set it on the table. 5 things. 1. Text messages between Mom and Emma planning to coerce me into signing over this property. 2. Email from Dad to a lawyer asking about adverse possession, how to steal my house by claiming I didn't live here. 3. Bank statements showing $1,700 in unauthorized charges. Emma was added to my account without permission. That's fraud. 4. Witness statement from the locksmith you called to illegally change my locks and lock me out. 5. Recorded phone call where Mom told Aunt Margaret you'd contest Grandma's will on false dementia grounds. I closed the folder. 5 incidents. 5 days. All documented. All admissible. All showing clear pattern of conspiracy to commit fraud. The room was silent except for my mother's crying. Did I go too far? Should I have talked to them first? They tried to steal my house. They forged my signature. They manipulated me for months. My mother looked up, tears streaming. We're your family. Doesn't that mean anything? How can you be so cold? And something inside me broke. Not in a sad way, in a free way. Family doesn't forge signatures. Family doesn't plot theft. Family doesn't spend 30 years treating one daughter like a workhorse while the other gets princess treatment. Family doesn't treat their child like an ATM. You want to talk about what family means? Grandma was family. She saw me. She valued me. She left me this house because she knew exactly what you'd do. And look, she was right. Emma found her voice. Grandma was senile. That house should have gone to Mom. You manipulated a dying old woman. Robert Chen spoke. Your grandmother's will was executed by myself, notarized by 2 witnesses. I personally conducted a cognitive assessment as required by a state law. She scored perfectly. I have a doctor's statement confirming sound mind. The will is bulletproof. If you contest it, you'll lose and be liable for court costs and attorney fees. The fight went out of them. I looked at my father. You told me, what's yours is ours. Like you had a right to everything I worked for. But you were wrong. What's mine is mine. And you don't get to take it anymore. Officer Martinez stepped forward. Folks, you need to start packing. 27 minutes remaining. If you're not out, this becomes criminal trespassing and you'll be removed in handcuffs. They packed. My mother cried the whole time. My father wouldn't look at me. Emma kept muttering about how unfair it all was. I stood in the doorway and watched them carry suitcases to their car. My parents, who'd chosen my sister over me for 28 years, who'd taken and never once asked what I needed, loading up their belongings. The locks were changed within an hour. Robert Chen had the locksmith on standby. They tried calling, dozens of times. Texts that started angry, turned pleading, went back to angry. They showed up twice. First time, I didn't answer. Second time, I called the police. After that, they stopped. Robert Chen handled everything. Within 2 weeks, we'd filed restraining order, civil suit for restitution, and court order preventing will contest. They fought none of it, because they knew they had no case. The court case was fast, 8 weeks to judgment. Here's what happened. 1. Court ordered restitution. $2,300, every penny they'd spent without permission, returned within 60 days. Plus my legal fees. $4,000 total. 2. 2-year no-contact order. They couldn't call, text, email, visit, or come within 500 feet of my property or workplace. Violation meant immediate arrest. 3. Will contest threat disappeared. Once Robert filed documentation of my grandmother's competency, they dropped it entirely. But here's what nobody tells you about setting boundaries with family. There's collateral damage. Emma lost her golden child status about 6 months later. Turns out, Mom and Dad had been living off her credit cards too. When I cut off access to me, they turned their attention fully to Emma, started drowning her with demands for money, help, housing. Emma called me one night, crying. "They're drowning me. I can't keep up. I need help." I looked at my phone for a long moment. Then I declined the call. She'd participated in trying to steal my house. She'd spent $1,700 of my money. She'd known what they were planning and hadn't warned me. She made her choice. I started therapy 3 months later. I needed it. 30 years of being the responsible one, the strong one. It doesn't just disappear because you set boundaries. My therapist said, "You didn't destroy your family. You stopped participating in being exploited. If the family falls apart without your exploitation, it wasn't actually a family." That hit hard, but it was true. Here's what changed. 1. I set boundaries, real ones. I don't loan money. I don't temporarily house people. No became a complete sentence. 2. I sold that house 2 years later. Too many bad memories. Bought a condo in my name only and told no one the address. 3. I sleep in the master bedroom. Every morning I wake up there, I remember that I'm worth protecting. If you're the family ATM right now, if they take and you're exhausted, here's what I learned. Legal documents beat guilt trips. Every single time. Your grandmother's will, your deed, your bank records, your recordings. These things don't care about tears or family loyalty but we raised you. They care about facts. And facts protected me when emotion tried to drown me. My grandmother left me that house because she knew I'd need it. Not the building, the lesson. She taught me I was worth protecting. That I didn't have to set myself on fire to keep others warm. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is enforce your boundaries with absolute clarity, even if it means changing the locks, even if your family calls you cold and cruel. That deed with my name on it was my grandmother's final gift. Not the property, the permission. Permission to choose myself. I keep that deed framed on my wall. It reminds me every day, what's mine is mine. And I decide who has access to my life, my space, my peace. Nobody else. Just me.